Matthew here with EvilAnn Media. I got EvilAnn, I got Hillbilly Heath, and we got a special guest with us. And more topics. Stay with us right after this, and we'll hear more about that. We are back. This is again Matthew with EvilAnn Media, and we want to welcome our new guest, a new person to the show, Mrs. Manda. Say hi to the people out there. And we got Hillbilly down there who decided to join us on the show, and of course CEO EvilAnn is with us. So how is everybody doing this evening?
Good. Doing all right.
Good. Now I got a beer.
Yes. Beer makes everything. It's the cause and solution to all of life's problems. It really is.
That's true.
So as we go into the show tonight, we're going to cover a few things. And one of the topics is, I guess I've covered this before and nobody really, I guess, understood or what I had to say about it. So we're going to cover this again. And I do apologize because the last time I did this, I got statistics from 2010. Which wasn't really up to date. So I will go over this again tonight. And this is from May 2014, and we're going to do this some actually better things. From Jessica. Jessica wants to know a little more about teen sex. I always said that I mean, for some reason we always get on sex on this show. We always do. No matter what we do, sex always ends up on the show. But today,
we're all a bunch of perverts.
But today we're going to cover teen sex. And before we go into that, I will leave the link down below, down here, so you can see that. And this is from the link I'm going to leave you. To begin this, it says right here, and I'm going to read this to you now. It says, fewer than 2% of adolescents have had sex by the time they've reached their 12th birthday. But this is not the kind that blows your mind. It says, but adolescents in the time, they go through a rapid change. Only 16% of teens have had sex by the age of 15. Now, the one thing that kind of blows my mind here is that when they reach the age of 16, I guess, the age of 16, yes, it's my blurry glasses, sorry. Mm-hmm. The age of 16, 48% have already had sex.
Oh, wow.
48%. That had jumped from 2% at 12 to 48% by the age of 17.
I'd beat mine.
Ooh, you beat your kid.
So let's go ahead and start off with...
I have a 13-year-old, and if she thought about it, I'd beat her.
That just reminds me of junior high.
I just taught her how to shave.
Walking around pregnant.
Not sex.
Agreed. Let's start off with a Hillbilly down there and his take on teen sex.
Well,
and this is not with goats or pigs, please.
No, it's not. It's actual boy and girl of the Homo sapien. I looked
Opposite
it up.
sex?
Don't worry about it. Opposite sex.
Took you a while, practice that, huh?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it, around 15, 16, I mean, that's when kids, they get in high school. That's when they really start thinking they're adults. They really start thinking they're growed when they're not. And
did you say when they're growed?
Yeah, when they're growed up.
If anybody out there speaks Hillbilly, they can relate with Heath down there.
I speak it.
Please.
He meant,
I speak it.
Let me translate from hillbilly to normal. He meant grew, but road is a word. I looked it up. And the hillbilly dictionary is growed up.
When they grow up.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Heath, please continue.
We're looking into a guy for subtitles. Now, that's about when you start thinking that you know everything and you think you're all grown up and you don't know a damn thing. And so, you got all the hormones and shit that goes on, and you sit there and you want to be an adult. So that's when you start actually falling in love. That's when a lot of boys, they start seeing girls and they're not icky, they don't have cooties, they got stuff that actually looks pretty good. I mean, I like what girls got. I mean, I learned that early, but that's
write it down.
Again, you never go bad with having a Hillbilly on the show. But I want to go back on that because all I got out of that was growed and hormones and shit. I mean, you said hormones and shit.
Well, I don't know the technical terms.
But you like what girls have.
Yeah, boobs and boobs are awesome.
I like what girls have too.
See,
That was Amanda.
Ain't it
Right to the
awesome?
show.
We're here. I got you.
Yeah,
I'm
see,
gonna go like
see how to just go ahead and translate what I said.
No, I think Heath makes a good point though. It's kids aren't as educated, and I think when it comes down to sex ed, it's not so much about sex as what can come if you have sex. So then they just become naturally curious and they want to do what all their other friends do and just want to fit in. And
But
then
if
they
you
end up
think
getting
about
pregnant.
that, 48%.
And then they want to be millionaires like they do on MTV at 16 and
They'll
pregnant.
become
16
millionaires
and
whenever
pregnant,
they're
but we
having
don't condone
sex
the show.
at 14 and having kids.
Yeah, they don't
at
know that.
15.
They see 16 and pregnant on MTV and stupid shows like that. They're like, I could be that. I could be famous if I get
Yeah.
pregnant at 15, 16 years
It's
old.
not happening because half the time you sit there and get
They're-
knocked
they're not-
up
they're not-
and
I think
you're just
Media shows.
mom and not doing nothing.
Yeah, I think media shows too aren't trying to show the negative part of it when they're trying to say, look, you can do this or you can do this, when in reality, you can't do that while you're still in high school trying to go to college for most people.
Agreed.
Most people.
And
Most kids.
going back on that, honestly, I mean, and the part here that's kind of blowing my mind is the 48% that are having sex by the age of 17. I mean, that's pretty much half the people that has taken the poll. I mean, hopefully it's not just two people. One said, yeah, I did it, and the other one said, I didn't. But
Well,
then,
they were probably good-looking kids. That's why.
ugly people don't have sex at 17?
No, probably not, because it's kind of hard.
That's called nerds.
Yeah,
I
one of
thought
them too.
hard had something to do with it.
I think it comes up to how you were raised, the environment you were raised in, and
Very
then
much.
it goes
Yes.
back to education.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kids
I
aren't
kinda-
properly getting educated anymore.
I kind of think it has a lot with peer pressure.
Peer,
too.
peer
with
pressure is a big thing, too.
I mean, I haven't been in high school in quite some time. Of course, I'm 40, but I've said I'm 40 for 10 years, so I'm 40. But the thing is, though, is people kind of go on what they see in high school. Is it like a designer thing? Is it like,
Well,
It's
can
a
I
fad.
make money?
Being the youngest person here, I was in high school 7 years ago, and I saw more sexually active people in junior high than I did in high school. Yeah, you had your boyfriend and girlfriends, you saw the people with the hickeys on the neck, but in junior high, I saw more kids, more women or girls pregnant and talking about having sex than I did in high school.
Wow.
Wow.
That's because they were already pregnant.
Why not double down?
Them
Yeah.
damn goats.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Evelyn, what EvilAnn? What
No,
is
I
your
agree.
thought
I
on teen
agree.
sex?
I agree. I haven't been to school in a while. I haven't, but it's the fashion of what people. It's how would you call it?
Well, I mean, I understand where you're going. I
Society.
didn't mean by
yeah,
the
it's
fashion.
society.
What I
It's-
meant
it's-
was
it's-
that
you have to be in the crowd. It's what crowd
what
you hang
everybody's
around
doing.
with. It's if you,
That's
you
why
have
I'll
to be
tell you kids out
popular
there.
or whatever.
I've
that's-
never been popular, and look at me now.
he's still not popular.
Exactly.
But he's on the show.
And I'm on the show. And I
Yeah,
ain't,
there's this big thing. What was
I ain't got
it?
no
Not
kids.
too long ago, there was that show. Everybody got pregnant.
The
in high
pregnancy
school.
pact.
Yeah, the pregnancy
What?
pact.
What is
Yeah.
that?
It's a movie that came out.
It's
Every
actually-
kid in high school, it was a thing. Everybody,
Based on the
every
true thing.
kid had to get pregnant.
Based on
It was a
true
true story,
Yes.
and these 10, I do believe it was 10 females in high school, 5 females in school decided to all get pregnant at the same time. And it was a pact that they made, and they tried to hide it from their parents until, of course, you can't hide a pregnancy.
No
It's,
more.
it's
Wow.
impossible. So.
Yeah, it's a true story.
And
It's
so
like
they
the
all end up
pregnancy
getting
pact.
pregnant together, and it became this big old, of course, controversy thing that's
well, you
quickly
can
went
hide
away.
it till the birthday. Like, man, you're getting bigger.
But
I mean, you
the
were
thing
dead.
is, they're going to have
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah.
Well, as far as myself, I mean, and that's kind of the way everybody thinks about it. Of course, none of us condone it, and but you're not going to stop it. No matter how many times you say you can't do this or you're not going to do this, I think basically is to try to talk to them and let them know exactly what they're in store for. Let them know what their body parts are for, what they're going to do, and hopefully you can, promote safe sex.
Yeah.
Because I just think it's one of those things. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
But definitely, it's
I
going to
think
happen.
that goes back to the actual sex education part of school.
I
They
don't,
don't really-
think
They
that's all
don't-
that.
They talk about certain things, but not so much how to prevent
I
pregnancies.
think these
if
days
you
they
should
don't.
do it.
I don't think these days they put it out there like it should be.
Right.
You know,
Well,
it's just like
It's kind of one of those voodoo
Yeah,
things.
because you
to
want
do
to
her
put
job.
it out there like it should be.
Well, that's the whole problem. That's why they're having sex.
That's why they're
out there
getting
like it
pregnant.
should
That's
be.
why they're getting pregnant at 15.
But I'm with Matt on this. I mean, you should talk to your kids, and you should tell them about everything that what can happen and what it can do to them. I wouldn't be the parent that goes out and buy your kids condoms every time I went grocery shopping.
No.
But
No.
I
But
would.
do you not think that it would? I mean, I'm not saying it's
That's wrong.
They're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they're gonna
can,
do
can,
it.
Can you? Don't you think it might be better? I mean, I could be wrong, and I apologize if I offend anybody out there. But don't you think it would be better to get them the knowledge on birth control and safe sex now before they end up coming home going, hey, hillbilly, I'm pregnant.
I agree.
Well, that's,
I
that's
agree,
true.
but I'm not the parent who would sit there and say, "Hey, honey, here's your condoms.
That's
Go
for
have
prom
sex."
night. That's for
Yeah.
prom night.
Yeah.
That's when you
won't
slide
do
that condom, that's for
I
prom
will
night.
sit there and I will tell them, this is the situation and everything, but
I don't think you should wait until...
that's a man's job to sit there and protect himself because the man's more highly of becoming the daddy. If
No,
you don't want to
I
become
I
the
have
dad.
no idea what that even meant.
I think
It's
it's
like-
kind
No,
of
it's
50-50.
both ways. I think it goes both ways because both of the kids are saying, let's go ahead and do this.
But then
So it
he
goes
needs
both
to be
ways.
more protected than she is. It shouldn't be all on her.
But
Well, no,
what would
it
you
shouldn't be all
say?
right.
What would you say if you actually bought them condoms?
Oh my God.
I don't have any
That's why I
boys.
have kids.
If you have a kid, I'll kick your ass. Basically,
Shotgun City.
I bought you some rubbers. Use them. But I wouldn't buy the rubbers. I'd tell them.
Like, here's a Magnum. What would you get a big one?
Yeah,
we
be
don't
like,
pass that out.
be like
no.
old dad. Just tie a knot in the end.
Yeah.
No,
We
not
want-
the thing.
That's horrible.
I'm
That
sorry.
conversation's over.
Okay.
Closed. We want to get too deep because that's teen sex. I want to piss anybody off. So actually, from Cassandra, would like to know your most daring gift, and she would like to know in a material form, because I guess she doesn't want us to say, I like being alive. Life is the best gift ever. What is the most daring gift you ever got, and why? Evelyn.
Why is everybody looking
You,
at me?
you're Evelyn.
Me? Oh, no. Someone else.
You can't just pass it off. When I say Evelyn, it means Evelyn. You got to answer the question.
No,
What
I
is the
don't
most
wanna
daring
answer.
gift?
Yeah, that's
Yep, you're on the spot
Jeopardy
now. The camera,
song.
everybody, you're
Yeah.
all watching Evelyn
Well,
right now.
I'm the man with the mustache.
Actually, I never really got a daring gift, but I think my mom's.
Tell us that story, because I know it was on the gift, but go ahead and tell us that story.
Why?
Because you said it. Because
Okay,
it's
my
recording and
stepdad-
people want to know.
Yeah.
The only man in my life who was my dad gave this to my mom, and she kept pawning it, and I wanted to kill her, and I told her she pawned it to me. Well, I got it, so it's my dream.
And what is this?
It's a horseshoe necklace.
Very nice. How long have you had it?
He's been dead for many years.
They can't hear you whenever you whisper.
Yeah, remember the mic checks
Mic-
earlier? You gotta,
Mic-
you gotta be that loud now.
And so she says she has this trinket. It's a necklace from her late stepfather,
Yes.
and she wears it today. Very nice.
Yes.
Hillbilly?
Yes.
Not gonorrhea, right?
No, I kind of got rid of that.
Got a
I wouldn't-
syphilitis.
I got rid of that, so I wouldn't think that was a daring
it was more
gift
daring?
that I
No,
kept.
okay.
Yeah. No, I have an aunt. My aunt Cammie. She's very dear to me. I love this woman. I just love her to death. And I don't know if you consider this a gift or not, but it's something she gave me. It was my grandpa's old guitar, and he used to. Of course, it was just about the only time he got drunk, but he used to play, and he was real good at playing, and he'd sing, and he could play and sing just about anything he wanted. And she gave it to me because she wanted to make sure that it stayed with somebody in my family, and that it didn't just end up at a pawn shop or end up thrown away. Or she wanted it to go to somebody that would understand the importance of it. So That's what I have to say. My grandpa's guitar that she gave me, because I understand how much she loved him and how important it is to her, and how important it is that she gave it to me.
Do you play this guitar?
I do. I'm not very good, but I can make up one hell of a tune and sing along with it. It may not be on the radio just yet, but give me about 30 years, and you may hear me, because there won't be anybody else better.
Where was that at the burn party? You should have brought that to the burn party.
I'm not burning my guitar.
I say burn it. I said play it.
And Mrs. Manda.
Actually, I haven't received it yet, but I'm actually about to get an old time recorder, like a record player, with the old needle turning
Like a big
dial and
nice.
stuff like that, radio with
Very
it.
cool.
And it's been, my mom's had it for, I remember going and playing with it upstairs in my grandparents' house when I was a little kid and stuff like that. And she just sent me an email saying, if you want it, you need to come get it. So that's kind of, it's one of those things that's been passed down along with many other things my mom has recently passed down to
That's
me
awesome.
that I can't wait to have.
That's
A lot
awesome.
of the
That's
stuff
awesome.
I've got, that radio's way older than me, and I think it was the first radio my grandparents got. So.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
And I still have Styx records to play on it.
Oh wow.
So
Oh, wow.
vinyl,
Why are you gonna play sticks on her? You tear
because
up
that's
the
what my
needle.
dad. That's what my dad has.
Yeah, but they're made of wood.
Not actual sticks.
I think
I'm kidding.
I think my gift actually, and I thought about this a while back. I mean, I bet that was kind of a lot. A while back, I guess, my son was about 13 years old, and I remember on my birthday, and as 12 or 13, he showed up at my house, and he gave me this little GameStop gift card. It was a little envelope, and it had $20 on there, and he's like, "Here, Dad," you know, and I was like, "Oh man, he gave me $20 on a GameStop gift card," and I kind of flipped it over, and in his little 13-year-old handwriting, he put a big old thing in marker all the way across the deal. Says, I'm giving you this because you're the greatest gamer and I learned from the best. I love you, Dad. And I was like,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, you know, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I was all crying. But you know, and I told him, I said, you know, I didn't even spend the money on myself. I think we took him to GameStop and spent something on a game he wanted. You know, but that's always been there. I kind of like that. It was kind of cheesy, but that conversation's over. Anyway, so next,
Well, there.
Just drop between you.
that's the card.
So what you just threw?
The wind just does
I
whatever it
know,
wants to
it's
with
been
the card.
weird. And the cards aren't flying right anymore since the last show. Weird. And we want to go over one called The Damon, who would like to know your most weird or haunting experience.
No.
Does anybody have a weird or Oh, Amanda wants to start this one out. Let's hear what Amanda has to
There's
say.
actually one in my grandparents' house.
Uh-oh.
Like to this day.
Wow.
My grandma was telling me about him. I didn't believe her, of course, until I witnessed it. And she calls him Abe Lincoln because she doesn't know any other name for him. He's really tall, and he just stands all proper with his hands kind of holding his jacket, and he's got a big old beard. And she said one day she walked out of the front room, and he was just standing at the bottom of the stairs. And so she just said hi to him and asked if there's anything, you know. She was trying to be polite so he wouldn't, you know, start throwing things. And she asked if, you know, how you doing? He didn't say anything. He just walked into the stairs instead of up the stairs. And she just left him alone, and every now and then she'll hear something, and she's like, Abe's home. And my grandpa thinks she's crazy, but it's funny. And my thing with Abe was I was upstairs kind of in the fainting chair watching probably Shark Week or something, and I hear at the foot of the fainting chair, nobody else was home. My grandma was downstairs, and it's like the sound where you put your back against the wall and kind of slide down to sit down. That's what it sounded like, and then the room got really, it was kind of chilly, but only at my feet. It was weird, and then about 5 minutes later, it just got warm, like it normally is. And I couldn't explain it. I just went downstairs and told my grandma that Abe came to watch TV with me. And she's like, oh, he does that. Like it was nothing.
You didn't faint in the fainting chair?
Nope. Didn't
Well, you
faint in the
just deal
fainting
with
chair.
it.
What is
You
a,
gotta learn to live
what
with
is a
it.
fainting
If
chair?
they're willing to live with you, then there's no reason to fight that. Because what we had no living with them at all. Ours were aggressive.
What's a faint?
Well, now my grandpa just blames him for losing their glasses. Every time my grandpa loses glasses, Abe took them, and he'll bring them back later.
That bastard.
Hillbilly, tell us about your experience.
Well, believe it or not, I've had a few.
Sober?
Sober. Yeah.
Sober. That's a good part.
Actually sober. I will say that.
Those rare few days.
The only one that I could probably tell y'all that would actually be intriguing for this whole YouTube episode.
Yeah, those people that watch.
Yeah, that y'all watch. I mean, for us, the other ones would be kind of interesting. Y'all might not think so. But anyway, I went to Fort Worth for truck driving school. I had hired on with this company to be a truck driver, and they paid for me to go to school. And I was staying with a friend of mine.
Was a truck driving ghost?
No, it's in my buddy's apartment.
Go figure he'd be a truck driver though.
I'm sorry.
Stereotypes
Okay.
and ass people.
Go ahead.
Anyway, and since my buddy lived there, I stayed at his apartment with him instead of in a hotel with some stinky, nasty ass fellers. I won't name
A
names.
trucker.
No, but he wished he was. Anyway,
I don't know if I like this story right now, but
Well-
please proceed.
well, me and my buddy have always traded ghost stories because his mom was born around Halloween, and you know he's always said he's had a demon that followed him, a demon, and then the ghost of a little girl, and I've had other experiences like I've said before, but one night we had been sitting there and we were trading ghost stories, and his now his wife then was just his fiance. She wanted the furniture arranged in the room differently, so we had one of those old school console TVs, and he had his radio on top, and we had unplugged both so we could move them to the other side of the room, and we had started moving the furniture around the room, and after a while I told him, I said, hey, you know, we need to have music on while we're doing this. So we turned the radio on, and we listened to the radio and everything, you know. The next night we were sitting there, and me and him were at the kitchen table because it was just the living room and then basically the dining room and kitchen all together, and then the bedroom. Well, we were at the kitchen room table, and we were sitting there just talking, and all of a sudden the radio come on. And, you know, it come on, it was loud. We had it loud the night before, and we thought, well, you know, we unplugged it, we plugged it back in, you know, the alarm reset on it. So we went over, cut it off, you know, we went on what we were doing. Well, the next night we were sitting there at the kitchen table again, sitting there talking. Radio come on again, same time, you know, same loudness, everything. Well, I had walked over and I cut the radio off and I turned back and I said, well, you know, I told him, I said, where's the alarm on this thing? We can't have it going off every night. And when I turned back to the radio, the clock and everything were off on it. And so I told him, I said, well, this ain't right. And he came over and he looked at it. He said, yeah, the clock should be on. And we got to looking. The radio and the TV were unplugged. And so I turned back to him. I said, you plugged this back in, right? And he said, no, I didn't. I thought you did, because I was the one that had unplugged it to move. And I said, no, I ain't never plugged it back in. You the one that turned it on. I figured you plugged it back in. And to this day, you know, I didn't plug it back in. He says he didn't plug it back in, and we had the radio playing. And a couple nights after that, I had every light in the apartment off, and I was in his bedroom because he just had the converter box in there. I had all the lights off in the apartment, and I took a nap, and when I woke up, the bathroom light was on, and it looked like the back half of a man had walked in it. And that was when I said, screw that, I don't have to go to the bathroom anymore. I'll just keep watching TV till he comes home.
Where was the front half?
It was in the doorway. I could only see.
Oh, he was already in
He's
there.
Yeah,
like
he was.
walking
So it was like half a guy.
Yeah, it was half a guy, or half a
Those
demon,
are the
or
spookiest parts, a half of people.
yeah. Well, it was
Well,
the
that
back half
happened.
too, so I didn't really have to
Well,
worry
yeah,
about
he
it.
wasn't
creepy.
physical with you.
That was
Not that I know of. I mean,
Like, you didn't get
like I said, I
raped?
took a nap. So I don't know. Maybe he
Take
came in there
advantage
and
of
slapped
you.
me or something. I don't know. I was taking a nap. But I figured that's what y'all would want to hear, not the other ones.
And Miss Evelyn.
No, I
No,
remember
she said no.
when
That's twice.
we
No.
got home
Yeah, this is a yes show.
from a bar, and we were at the front door, and he was opening the door, and I was holding him like this.
Was he
It was
intoxicated?
more like this because I'm a big guy.
Yeah, I was holding him
Was
like
he
this.
overly
I was
intoxicated?
yanked off the porch. Literally yanked, and I hit the ground, and I literally had hair like falling from my head.
Yeah, it was pretty strange because we
it
got
was
we
sad.
got the ghost at the
Crazy.
house we lived in got pretty active. I mean, we thought there was a couple of them there. And the very last episode, what she's talking about is we actually got home and she was hanging on to me and I felt her like I got pulled back, and we had this kind of U-shaped driveway and she was laying in the middle of the driveway, and I remember turning around going, "You drunk ass, what are you doing on the ground?" And she was crying. So I kind of ran down there and I kind of picked her up, and she was holding on to her head, and I remember I was kind of rubbing the back of her head to see what's going on, and when I did this whole mess of blonde hair came in my hand,
Somebody yanked on her.
and I go, "What the hell?" And she would have had to have been bald. So I was like, "Oh my god," so I was looking at her head and there wasn't a bald spot. I was like, "Where the hell did this come from?" And I kept it in a little plastic bag, and I put it away in a little box, and I said, "If I ever know a cop, I'll get it analyzed or this and that."
Make
whatever,
sure
'cause
it
didn't come
my
off her head.
hair. It was
And
fake hair.
And when we moved, it kind of disappeared. We never saw it again. Never saw that hair again. So
You were using it for voodoo.
yeah.
You were trying to use it for some voodoo.
But no,
so
it was
no.
crazy. I was like freaking yanked off the porch. That was like the most scariest thing. It was really horrifying.
It was.
It scared me to their death. You know, we were like, I'm like, babe, we got to get out of this house.
Well, thank you, the Damon, for that. They keep going backwards. I don't understand this. There's a,
Might be the fan.
there's a
I'm no-
conspiracy in my
Yeah,
house
'cause
now.
you never
This
had
house
a
is
fan.
haunted!
Yeah,
It's the fan.
yeah.
Tell me.
I'm no expert, but that fan kind of blows that air out that way.
Let's just stop where you're no expert, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I'm a jack
You
of all
don't know
trades and a
nothing.
master of none.
You don't know
Yeah.
nothing. Hey, redneck,
hillbilly.
you don't know nothing.
Shit.
But
I know enough.
we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we got one more topic, and we got one other person that's come on with us to help us discuss that.
Yeah, 'cause
So-
I don't know nothing about it.
Me neither.
So stay with us. We'll be right back. And we are back. We are back on the EvilAnn Media Show. And as you can tell, we have a new guest with us, Miss Caitlin. Say hi to everybody out there in EvilAnn Media
Hi.
Land. And the reason we brought her on is because we have a new topic. Well, actually, one of the topics we're going to talk about from Mr. Toby. And he wants to know about gaming in the household and the average age. So, what I've gone is, and I started looking this up, and I actually looked this up, and I'll leave the link down below for that as well. The average game player is 31 years old. That's the average. The average. And you tell me why you think why.
Well, from personal experience, I know like a lot of the people that are gamers are generally in the career stages of their life. They don't include the kids because the kids are normally at school, and that's the pastime they do at the end of the day. So it's not necessarily the one person that's quoted on all that.
Agreed. And the funny thing about this is, and this is just a couple of stats I can throw out to y'all just before we go on. It says 29% are under the age of 18 years old. That's 29%. That's kind of a low number. Now, 32% are between the ages of 18 and 35. 39% is 36 and older. This is gamers. Now, this is the one that kind of blows my mind as well. Right here, 52% of gamers are males.
Okay, yeah.
Which puts
I can see
48% are female.
I can see males.
Female gamers.
You're a big
You're
gamer.
actually getting, well, you know what I'm looking at, and this could just be me. Heath, answer this. I don't want you to fall asleep over there.
No, I'm.
Tell us
just
about your
listening.
story with solitaire.
Solitaire? That's a bitch, boy. I mean, it's hell when you click on a card and it says, I mean, it's just wrong.
It just says like that.
Yeah, mine does. It goes dumbass.
Well, my experience with gaming is with him going, "God dang son of a gun!"
Is he
because of
31?
Black Ops.
By 31. Yes, I am. I thought I said earlier I was 40.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to help you out, boy. I mean, God.
Within that
He
percentage.
gets frustrated with his gaming. I let him game.
What's
Do
the
what
color
you
on your
gotta
deck?
do.
I change it. I like
Oh.
that
You like the
palm
suns?
tree. The
Oh, you like
palm tree.
trees. Is finding fun?
Yeah,
Oh.
sometimes I get the robot, but then it looks like the robot's laughing at me, so
Oh,
I
he is.
just go back to the palm tree.
He always is.
Yeah. I find out where his damn off switch is. He's in trouble.
See, there's a button on the computer, like when you go to your actual like tower. Press it.
You just go.
There you go.
Yeah, but see, if I do that, then I can't look up the naked women on the internet.
Well,
See, it's catch
Sad day.
22. It is a sad day.
yeah.
Well, the
Very
funny
sad.
thing about and
Was
I
that your
guess
question?
gaming is that I think the gaming industry is really taking a turn for selling purposes, I believe. I mean, when you're 12 or 13 or whatever, you don't have a job. And now games are like 49, 50, 59, $60. And parents are usually saying,
yeah.
I ain't buying you that game. But when they started to, gaming industry started going on with, adult, when you look at the game, you turn it around, it says mature. And the first thing it says is nudity, violence, sexual themes. I mean, they're selling to the adults.
Yeah, they are.
They're the ones that are
They
working.
actually are,
They're the ones that
yeah.
have the money. They're going to buy it. I think they made a smart move. And I think that's where these stats come from, where it says that the average gamer is between, 31 and 38 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no shame in it. I'm a big gamer, and a lot of you that know me know that I play a lot of Call of Duty and play a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of games out there that I mess with, whether it's computer or I have an Xbox 360, I have an Xbox One. I kind of, I play games. But, I mean, I don't think at this point where people should be labeled because, I mean, honestly, their 13-year-old daughter, she usually comes up to me, she says, oh, can I go play outside? Yeah, go ahead. She goes outside and she's back in 5 minutes going, man, it's hot outside. I'm going to go play the Wii for a little while. I mean, technology is here. Technology is what controls our life now. This is why we're sitting on smartphones when we
They
play.
don't want to be outside.
But
oh my
but
God.
But the gaming stat, I mean, I hate to say it, but the gaming stat falls under apps that you play on your phone, apps you play on your
Yes,
computer,
yes.
all the way to consoles. That's what it falls under.
How many times do you go to a restaurant and you see people on their phones?
Too often. Actually, a lot of places will not serve you if you're on your phone. A lot of.
Oh my
even-
God. I'm at work and I'm serving these people and they're like, yeah. But then you want to complain, oh, well, I didn't get a drink fast enough. Get off the fucking phone.
I mean, you
When
tell me.
I ask you a question, get off the goddamn phone. They're like mothers, daughters, kids. They have their little tripods set up on the little thing so their kids could watch movies and everything to have dinner. No.
That's
When
shiny.
we
kids
were
that are out
growing up, hello.
Well, I mean,
Who's
honestly, you know
supper?
what? Honestly, I brought Kate on because I really, I mean, she knows she's a gamer and I've known her, and tell me honestly how much do you think if besides work and whatever, how much time do you think you spend gaming?
My whole life. No. A good portion of my life that's not considered with my career is a lot of it is with the gaming. I spend at least every night, even if I get off at, let's say, 10 o'clock, I spend 2 hours when they're winding down. That's not including get up early, playing something with other people, too. I've pulled some good all-nighters before. I've actually played a full set of games all the way through until
What do you play?
6. I play a whole bunch of things. First-person shooters. I play a lot of role-playing games.
Just say
Kinda-
Call of
yeah.
Duty.
Call of
Just
Duty.
saying.
Call of Duty's on there. Borderlands is on there. Saints Row is on there. There's so many games and there's so many things that they have to offer. But then again, it's how much time do you want to put into it?
Oh,
But
yeah.
how? And honestly, I
He
want to
puts a
ask
lot
you really
in
quick.
this.
Really quick, I want to ask you, how much do you think? I mean, besides these stats, how much do you feel that females are involved with gaming?
Honestly, a lot of it, I feel that females do not necessarily identify themselves when playing. I know I used to play, I played PC before I ever played real console-wise. I played Counter-Strike, and no one, you didn't sit there, you wouldn't get on the mic and tell people, oh, I'm a girl playing, because that was just a dumb move to do. You get harassed by everybody that's out there. Everybody's sitting there propositioning you. It's not what you want. Then you get to Xbox, and but when I first got to the 360, everyone's like, when you get a mic, don't always speak, make sure you're speaking with friends.
Yes.
Don't get in a live
Yes.
server. People
Yes.
follow you. They'll sit there
Yes.
and be on your inbox and do all these things. And it's true.
I was harassed because I was a girl.
See?
I was harassed when I was evil.
Well, that was by me.
No, it wasn't always by you.
Oh, okay.
Not the
It
good
was
kind of harassment.
But whenever they knew me as EvilAnn, they were like, "Oh my God, get your hiney going! You gotta do this. You gotta do that." I'm like, okay.
Well, let's go back on that story first, though, because
Horrible.
when we play Call of Duty, Evelyn is the one that gets the LSAT and sits in a corner and unloads 200 rounds on everybody with no silencer. And I usually tell her, Mike, shut the fuck up. They're coming for us because they hear you unloading all this. And
Are you playing domination? Playing domination there?
I'm learning. It's a new game for me.
But honestly,
play Major.
I mean, I know I get all pissed off like I'm running a map and I see some girl's name shoot me in the face. I'm like, oh, that girl shot me. I'm gonna chase her down now. But I mean, it's kind of, again, it's part of society. I mean, honestly, I hate to say it, but I got
Girls rule.
in this house. I got 3 Xbox 360s. I got an Xbox One. I got a Wii. I got a Wii U. We got a DS. We have games. A PS2. And
It's not just used for DVDs now?
I use the Xbox One to watch DVDs.
Did
No.
what?
See, now they have Blu-ray on there now.
I watched
Hey.
Pitch Perfect a while
Did she-
ago.
Hey.
Did she say the
on your
six
Xbox
box
One.
one?
She uses the Xbox One.
There you go. See?
Xbox?
Xbox One.
Xbox.
One.
I got to
Xbox.
get me one. Yeah.
What you said?
Oh, you need a sex box?
Yeah, probably.
They come kind of cheap now.
Well, I got a question.
I don't want to know.
No, it ain't about the sex box.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. What, being a gamer and everything, what is it about the game that just draws you in so much to play that much?
Story. Well,
Just-
okay, depends. It really depends. With all your Call of Duties that you have, a lot of it is just new maps, new things, new developers, new publishers.
There's a new map coming out.
Oh, there's a new game coming
That's
out.
a new game.
Totally new game.
Advanced
Up in
Warfare.
November.
Yeah, Advanced
Hey,
Warfare.
technically
Yeah.
that is a new map.
That looks like freaking awesomeness prime. Yes.
Hey, it looks really awesome. Just gonna throw out there, Kevin Spacey's a president in this
Go
place.
suck.
Oh,
Go suck.
campaign.
Did you tell her to
Yes.
go suck?
Go suck.
Go
You
suck.
go suck!
Go
Yeah.
suck.
Okay, as
What?
chicks are talking, when she understands me, go sucked. I don't like it.
Infinity Ward could have did a little better. But no. Next one. Just gonna have good developers. Good developers.
No, I think for me it is a storyline because I think honestly the best storyline I played of the game series was the Gears of War series because the story captured me with Marcus Phoenix and Dom and Baird and where it was going and to me that was a great storyline. It really was. And to answer Heath's question, it really is a storyline sometimes. I just finished the game and I was kind of going on another thing where I might start doing these game reviews. But I just finished a game recently called Murdered Soul Suspect, and I thought that was actually really cool. And I don't want to give anything away, but it does
Okay.
deal with the
I
Salem
watched
witch
it,
trials and everything, and it was actually a really cool game. It kept me it kept me going.
Witch Trials?
Yeah, it
There's a
did.
game about the Salem Witch
It was
Trials.
really
Just
neat.
about everything.
You have to
It was
press X a bunch
actually
of times
really
and
cool
light
to
a magic,
watch
what?
him play. I
Nah, there's
You know,
ghosts
he-
everywhere.
love watching him play
No,
his
we
games.
already talked about that.
You know, I actually was able to when my son came over and he brought his PS4. I was actually finish The Last of Us, which I thought was an amazing game. It
Yeah,
really
it was a cool
It was
game, too.
incredible game. I thought it was amazing. That and I think as far as the Call of Duty thing, even though I've actually finished a lot of the campaigns, for me it's more of just a competitive thing. It's all
It
it is. It's almost like playing football or basketball with other people. It's a competitive thing.
But are you in it for the KD? Or are you in there for the
No,
objective?
I don't give a shit about my KD. My KD's sitting right now at about 6.69 or something.
Yeah, right here
You know,
too.
and
Right here too.
But
0.6.
I kind of like just shooting people in the face. That's fun. But and anyways, winding down about it. But the gaming, I mean, it's around us. It's always going to be there. And I think the developers and the game industry really did a big deal by selling the games to adults because they know we're the ones that have the money.
Yeah.
You know, and
we're the ones that kind of grew up with it too.
well, you know, when I was smaller, my dad had an Atari, and I was on that all the time. The ColecoVision, I was on that. But fuck, it's just hot now. I think that's what it is. Because when I was a kid, I remember playing outside all day, and then coming in, you know, by the lights and.
And that's like the kids say, it's too hot to play outside, so they just want to stay inside and play games all day.
That's because
Agreed. You know, and
It's a cop out a little bit. I think that kids are just getting to the point where they're getting
Lazy.
not that lazy. They're getting
No,
to the
actually,
point
but
where
if you
it's
think
too
about
hot.
it, it's really freaking hot outside to
We've had a
play.
colder year though. If you look at last year compared to this year, here
Yeah.
it's been way colder. Like we're just now hitting
But
90s.
it's still hot outside.
But hey, we work
But-
outside.
But hitting on that, there's so many different aspects I can take, and hopefully, I hope I kind of covered a little bit of it. I kind of wanted to do a gaming show, but I was trying to find a couple of people that could do it with me. And Caitlin, I really want to bring her back for a full gaming show, and I want to bring my son on. You guys know him as Daxie on Xbox Live. Bring him on. He's a big Call of Duty, and actually get into a little more depth of gaming, because gaming can go in so many different directions as far as PC gaming, console gaming. There's so many different, RPGs, MMOs. There's so many different avenues you can take. You know, so I hope we kind of answered your question a little bit on, as far as the gaming, and trust me, we're going to put something out for a better show on gaming, and we'll have a whole panel besides Hillbilly down there who's only played solitaire on his Windows
Hey.
95
No.
computer.
No, he got that snake too. Don't worry.
It was Windows 93.
Oh, not even 98.
I had to go through DOS.
You got a Windows 98?
I said 95.
No,
Yeah.
93.
DOS was.
But I've had Nintendo. I had Super Nintendo. I
Yeah,
even
but
got.
you didn't play them.
I-
you
the hell
used
I
them to
didn't.
keep your
What about a
door open in
64?
your
You got a
bedroom.
64?
I did not have a 64. I had a Super Nintendo for the
64.
longest time until PlayStation
Okay, you have
came
to
out.
say you had the original Nintendo.
I had the original.
You have that. What do you have right now?
Right now, there is a PS2 and a PS3 at the house, and a Wii.
And do you play it?
Every once in a while, when I
On
got
those lucky
time,
nights.
because I do work a lot. I'm not serious hardcore gaming like Miss Caitlin here, where I get home and I start itching, and the only way to scratch it is to kill somebody. On
Don't
the
tell
game.
me that you're playing Grand Theft Auto just to get the hookers and beat them up and take their money.
Well,
know.
I do run over some animals out in the fields.
Oh my god. You're horrible.
But
He's
no.
trying to
Okay.
get stats. He's trying to get that review.
We
Exactly.
had
those
the old
points.
school
Get those
Nintendo,
points.
the big box that you had to flip up the top, and then we traded that for the Super Nintendo.
The ones you had to blow on the cartridges?
Yeah.
Yes,
and
that
then
was so classic.
we actually
And
got.
then you folded up a piece of paper when you went in there because you
Right.
want to
Yeah,
make sure it stayed
yeah.
down.
Whereas Nintendo told you, actually, we don't recommend you doing this.
But it worked.
They don't know what
You
they're
guys have
talking
blue
about.
lingering and
They just make
everything
it.
else.
They
And
just
then
make it.
We had a PlayStation 2, and a PlayStation 3, and the Wii. And I'll play them every once in a while.
Your house sucked.
Hey,
Cut it out.
I actually went outside, okay? It wasn't too hot for me.
Bullshit. You walked in the fucking door sweating like a motherfucker going, it's hot outside.
Well, yeah, because I just got done working, but it was 10 hours ago when I got outside. So
How do you think
It's
I feel
so
when I'm sitting
hot
there? How do you think I
outside.
feel when I'm sitting there playing like 10 matches of Team Deathmatch? I'm like, man, it's fucking hot.
10
I'm
matches
gonna
of
stop.
Team
I'm gonna stop right now. My thumbs are hurting.
Oh,
My
yeah.
thumbs are sore.
Yeah, because
No,
your
no.
poor fingers clicking on that damn keyboard.
No, you get the heat from the TV hitting you, and you're just like,
Exactly.
and you're like,
You know,
gotta
that's
turn the fan
The
off.
heat
like,
from the TV.
And then some girl like
Everything-
Caitlin comes
everything's
on,
flat
shoots
screen
me
right
in the
now. There
fucking
ain't
face.
a tube in there to heat up.
And then he gets frustrated, yeah, because he dies. He's like, son of a bitch.
hey, there's some
It's
cheap shots that
stressful.
happen.
Well, he needs to quit hitting
Stressful.
X and start hitting
Stressful.
square or something.
Stressful.
I'm just gonna drop all the time. I'm gonna run and drop. Hit
Drop and
square.
dive.
He said it's hard. I just drop a lot. I don't understand. This is not helping me at all.
Just
Hey,
slide.
drop
Just
a
sliding. It's fine. It's fine.
I will
Okay,
say it took
close
me
it
a
out.
hell of a long time to find out what R3 and L3 were on the fucking PlayStation controllers.
You gotta throw the card.
I played Silent Hunter. I didn't know what the
Oh,
hell
that's
was.
it. Conversation's over. Subject is over. Never
Apparently
mind.
not.
Hold on.
We can
Subject's
keep
still
going.
going.
Keep going with games. Oh,
Give me that damn
it's
book.
just not gonna.
Failure.
Finally there.
Alright.
Well, everybody out there in YouTube land, thank you so much for putting up with us. And because of the Labor Day weekend, and because of September 1st, I hope you enjoy the song that we're going to be playing as of right now. It's going. Thank you for that, and I hope you had fun here. I hope you enjoyed and put up with us. And as always, we'll see you next week.
Do you remember?